Today I'm going to show you how to do a 3-needle bind off. What it involves is joining two pieces of fabric together by literally knitting the two pieces of fabric and casting them off at the same time. Now, if you wanted an exposed seam, you would actually put the two wrong sides of the fabric facing each other and your seam would just be exposed across the top of this. Or if you wanted it hidden, as if we're making sweaters and we don't want to see our seams, we put the two right sides of the fabric facing each other. The number one thing to remember is to have the points of your needles both facing the same direction. And I guess if you tend to cast off rather tight, I would always recommend you go up by 1/4 of a millimeter or 1/2 millimeter or 1 US needle size, just to give a little bit of, I guess, more slack on the stitches so it doesn't look too bunched up. So if you go, if you tend to knit very loose, then stick with the same needle size as the ones that you were using for your main work. So what we do in order to do our 3-needle bind off, we have our both needles facing the right direction. We're going to put the needle into the loop of the front stitch and the needle into the loop of the stitch on the back needle. We're going to knit those two together and slide off the needles. So we have one stitch there joined together. So our next stitch then, we're going to do the same thing, go into the first loop of the front needle, first loop of the stitch on the back needle, again knit the two together, and then what we're going to do is pass the first stitch over that way, and there we have one stitch cast off. So to repeat that again, go into the first loop, go into the second loop, knit both of those together, place them off the needle, and then pass the previous stitch over, and then we have, and you can start to see, you'll get your exposed, or this one is on the inside, so when you turn it over, you actually have just a very nice, neat join across the bind off, rather than having, another, I guess, equivalent to this would be doing your Kitchener stitch, which also does a very neat join, and then again pass that stitch over, and you just keep working the same way all the way across until the required number of stitches are cast off from your pattern, or the entirety. This guy's refusing to come off. And again, pass this stitch over. And there you can see we have done several stitches. And the seam would be, you're always going to get the seam on the side you do the bind off. But on the right side, if we flip that over, we've got a very nice seam here, and it's just lovely. And so that's how you do a 3-needle bind off. Okay, I hope you have fun giving it a go.